So I wanted to take a second for my 10th reflection video to talk about exercise. My journey with exercise in my 25 years on this earth. How I got into it, what it means to me, just reflect on it. Hopefully flip it enough that anybody who's listening and watching can get some perspective out of it, reflect on themselves. Maybe get to the next level with something, who knows? This is number 10 out of my 30-day, 30 video reflection challenge. It'll be past 30 days. And with this exercise stuff, I want to start with the fact that, I started exercising when I was like 10, 9-ish, something like that. I was in like 5th, 6th grade. We just had some old school cement like dumbbells in the crib. I don't know if there's my grandfather's or my aunt's ex weights. I don't know. Somebody's. But I used to just pick them up. And at one point I could barely pick them up. And I just kept trying until I was able to curl them, put them over my head, military press, things like that. Basic little workouts. And I would do those more and more until I was able to lift them. Somewhere in there, I started to do sit-ups and push-ups. Used to hang upside down off of stuff and do sit-ups, crazy stuff. And nobody made me do these things. Nobody pushed me to do these things. Nobody was training me. I didn't have nobody to push me into doing that. I didn't even play any sports when I was a kid, really. It just kind of grew into me. I just grew into fitness, and it just became a part of me. Obviously, because a lot of time I was bored, and if I wasn't playing with no toys or watching TV or outside with neighbors or whatever, I would just be working out and doing exercise. And the funny thing is that, anybody who knew me or, neighbors or whatnot, know that, I've always been active, always climbing on stuff, jumping on stuff, running, somebody dared me to jump off of something, I'll do it, jump down a whole flight of steps, skipping steps, always doing dangerous, high-risk stuff in the way, but mostly fitness-related. Always loved it. And, the funny thing is, like, when you look back on it, there's a lot of things in life that we do from the moment we're kids all the way up to when we're adults that if you don't really take time to think about it, you don't realize that certain things you do is just always a part of you and always there. And when you think about it as an adult or you think about it now, right, in the present time, it's always like, man, like, you don't even realize, like, when did I start this? What's the reason? Who got me into this? Did I get myself into this? Why am I into these things? And you don't realize that it's always been there. And as I do my reflections, I was just at the gym. Yesterday I went for a night run. That's the first time I did that in a while. And I went to the gym in the evening last week. And it was just interesting because I haven't done either one of those things in a long time. One, because I haven't felt motivated. I haven't had the energy. I didn't feel like I needed to. But, I needed it. And that just brings me to one of my points that I'm going to make is that, people don't like to admit that they need stuff, that they need help. They need the drugs that they use. They feel like they need TV, they need games, they need friends, they need to go to the club, they need their favorite food, they need to have clothes, and it's nothing wrong with needing anything. And I have to say that because, I'm a firm believer that, you got to learn to do without certain things because there's going to always come a time where a thing that you think you need or you think you want, you might not have it. And then what are you going to do? And this is where we find out how much a person or how much you may find out for yourself, how much you do need something when you don't have it or when you're so used to having it. There's many times, like, I know how to manage myself pretty well. Like, I try to understand my emotions to the best of my ability. I try to make bad decisions or poor decisions, stuff that I don't regret. But as I realized over time, right, that there was so many times in my life that if I didn't exercise, if I didn't find yoga, meditation, martial arts, running, just going to the gym, going to the park, on the monkey bars, doing anything, if I didn't do any, going for walks, if I didn't do any of these things, I don't know where I would have been at in certain times, man. I always mention it in a lot of my videos, but like in high school, for example, I barely made it out. I barely made it through 10th grade, 11th grade. If I didn't go find all the yoga that I was doing and getting into meditation and practicing my martial arts, like seriously, you know, I don't know what I would have did. I really don't. If I didn't take a lot of walks like I did, I don't know what I would have did. I don't even know if I would have graduated on time, if at all. Because that's how I felt back then. A lot of people don't know that about me, that know me. Never really talk to anybody about that, but that's how I feel. And I also like to think and feel as though if I had more sports and activities to do when I was in middle school, I wouldn't have gotten in so many fights and so much trouble and so many things. I didn't have anything to do. A lot of time I end up exercising and working out when I was in middle school and late elementary because, when I was bored or I didn't have any toys or if there was nothing on TV that I wanted to watch or my brother wasn't home or I wasn't outside with neighbors, I just found myself exercising of some kind. Jump jacks, push-ups, sit-ups, running in place, I did the most with what I had. It was even to the point where I remember on demand on Comcast, I would go to an exercise channel and do the little 15-minute, 20-minute workouts and stuff like that. Just because I can. That was my pastime. It's crazy. It was my pastime. And I enjoyed it. Nobody stopped me. People say what they say or whatnot about certain people who exercise or people that's doing too much. People say, why you need to do that? Or you big as shit for no reason. You go to the gym for no reason. Why you need to be fit, what you training for? It's like, that's just what you in there for. Mind your business. That's what they do. That's what I do. And I'm not trying to press my lifestyle on anybody, but not only am I in the exercise for the benefits of health and whatnot, but it's just to fight off certain stuff, certain thoughts, certain feelings, certain behaviors. It's like, if I didn't do that, I'm just taking responsibility. And if I don't do those things, I don't know what kind of decisions I would make. It's a lot of times where I was super stressed out. And it's like, only way I could relieve myself was by working out, by doing something. And it's crazy. Because it's a big, important part of my life. Like I said, some people need things, and I know I need that. I know I need it. Like, I'm not, addicted to a gym or anything like that. I have my limits. I'm not trying to get big. I don't want to be huge. I just like to sweat. I like the intensity. I like the thought of getting better. I like to set personal goals and push the limits of my body. Watch my body transform. Half the time, it wasn't even about the transformation. The goal was never to have six packs. The goal was never to have biceps, and never is. The goal wasn't to have toned legs. People look at me and they be like, oh, you fit, you in shape, you buff, da da da. I go, that's not even the goal. That's just how my body is. It's the shape that I have is the shape that I have. I just do whatever feels right or whatever I feel like doing. And I'm not trying to achieve a certain thing. I just like to sweat. I just like to exercise. I like to clear my head. I like to focus on something, put my energy in something. Because the thing is about this exercise, and I'm gonna wrap this up because it ain't nothing to go on and on about. Think about exercise. It's crazy how exercise is a thing of its own. And there's no, even if you don't have a goal in your exercise, there's a purpose why you're doing it, whether you know it or not. And the funny thing is the exercise itself can help you solve problems that have nothing to do with the exercise. It's one thing if you're sick and you got a disability or you got a disease or you overweight or you underweight and you're trying to exercise to overcome those things. But it's like sometimes you don't even need to exercise. But when you do it, it helps you clear your head and organize your thoughts. The next thing you know, you got this energy and this confidence and this whatnot to solve problems that you have. All because you let some things out, you organize yourself, you got yourself, you got yourself a pattern of thinking going, you had that moment to yourself. And that's all you need. Every exercise session don't need to be intense. Don't have to be hard. Don't have to be long. People always brag, well, I be in the gym all day. I hit the gym for 3 hours. Oh my God, I ran this distance and that distance. I do this push-up and that push-up. I lift this and lift that. And okay, good for you. That's your goal. That's your thing. That's what you're proud of. That's what you're proud of. But some people just need it just to release whatever it is they got going on. Has nothing to do with achieving anything. It has nothing to do with being anything. Some people, they just need it. I'm one of those people. And exercise is important. Ain't no other way for me to put that. So if that wasn't too slow or too boring, hopefully you made it to the end. If you did, thank you for listening. And I hope you can relate to that. If not, you can put it in perspective and maybe switch it to something that you can relate to. So thanks. Check out another video. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that. Leave some feedback and just wait around for the next video. Thanks.